the movement.
You feel what I'm saying? So before we even get too deep into this thing, understand this is a whole nother level of love. Write her own stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Shit off your shoulder, man. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Get that shit off her shoulder.
Man, you acting all this and that since you were boosting. Now you got some boost. So
you know that. You know that.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that you grinding and just putting that much effort and thought into it. You feel what I'm saying?
Appreciate
like
that.
That's really
Appreciate
dope. You did. That's the one. That's the one.
I'm putting you on the lingo. That's what's up.
Be the internet because everybody are in their phones.
I mean, so many black brothers dying, brother. We kings, bro.
Yeah.
What we killing each other for, bro?
Leave a message. I just might be in the studio. That's how I used to go.
Y'all leave nobody. I don't say nobody.
You know, like some places in the strippers look like, damn, everybody on meth in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
K100 Radio.
MagicMag.com, doing dope stuff for dope artists, 10 years strong. MidwestMixtapes.com, the #1 website for Midwest rap. MidwestMixtapes.com. They promote and market albums, mixtapes, singles, and videos. MidwestMixtapes.com. They can get you on DJ conference calls, blogs, and email blasts. MidwestMixtapes.com. They work with several magazines, college radio campaigns, and street teams in multiple cities.
It's going down. Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
What's going on, good people? You know the drill.
K100, you bastard.
K100 Radio. I am your host, Biz, and welcome everybody to another one of our direct line interviews over here on K100 Radio. Welcome. Thanks everybody for rocking out with us, man. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Thank you guys for listening live over there on K100Radio.com. If you're listening to us live over on the K100 Radio mobile app, again, thank you very much. We appreciate you. All right. Shout out to the people that are checking us out over here on the live streams. The people that's watching over here on our Facebook and Facebook and YouTube camera and our Instagram camera. What's up? All right. So what we're doing today, of course, for this particular segment, this is one of our direct line interviews. This is when we have a live, straight-up conversation with our special guest. More often than not, it's going to be an artist, an independent artist. That's what we designed this particular segment for. It's a way for us to introduce our listeners and the people who rock with K100 Radio to some new talent. This is much different from our music review show, whereas this is focused on one artist and their music and their grind. We have a straight-up direct conversation with them, one-on-one. That's what we call it, direct line interviews, all right? And without further ado today, we're going to be chopping it up with Nico B. All right? And I'm getting ready to bring her on the line right now. Hey, Nico B, what's happening, mama?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening? Welcome to the show again. What's good?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So I'm going to stop the music, right? All right? And I'm going to let you go ahead and run it down yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, all right? And how long you've been doing music, real quick.
All right. Hey, y'all. I'm Nico V. I am a singer-songwriter, all-around creative. I am originally from Detroit area, moved to Cleveland, and then from Cleveland to Phoenix, where I now reside. And I've been doing music. I've been a music head my whole life, but I've been officially pursuing this for about, I want to say about 10 or so, 10 years.
10 years in the game. That's what's up. You kind of sort of a vet at that point. An industry vet, independent vet. That's what we call you guys.
I mean, to a degree, independently. Yeah.
No, listen, we don't. I'm not in the business of taking any part of the grind that someone has put in for granted. You don't. Just because you're not a superstar doesn't necessarily mean you haven't been working. All right. So we respect the celebrity vets, the people that everybody know, and we respect the people that's been grinding for a while. On the independent level, y'all still veterans. Y'all are not new to this. You are not new to the game. You've been doing it for 10 years. You know what I mean? So, you said Detroit by way of Cleveland, by way of Phoenix. Let's talk about that a little bit. Phoenix, Arizona. You know, we don't get a lot of artists that we talk to over here on K100 Radio. We're based in Atlanta, Georgia, as you know. For anybody who may be listening who didn't know, we're based out of Atlanta. So we don't get to talk to a lot of artists coming out of Phoenix. Tell me about that industry out there. Tell me about the music industry for an independent artist in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, what's that like?
Man, Phoenix has been different. You know, coming from the Midwest. Midwest is something special about our sound and about, you know, the music we make and the creative culture musically there. So coming out here, it was definitely a transition, but here I was able to really buckle down and pursue, you know, and buckle down to my gifts and pursue writing and realize, hey, I really want to do this thing. So I've really kind of, for me, been buckled down and been in my own little world and just kind of creating and, you know, making things happen in my own way. But there's plenty of creatives and artists here in the scene who are very supportive of each other, and you know, everybody has their own gifts and creative piece and flavor that they bring to the scene. It's definitely a little different, you know, compared to back home, but it's definitely still a vibe here. And there's people who support independent artists and who put platforms out here for us to, you know, share our gifts. So it's been cool. It's been cool.
All right. You said different. I got a couple of specific questions. Like, for one, okay, are not the industry people, not the people who are involved with putting on the platforms. We know people who are involved in the entertainment industry anyway, on any level, big or small, you know, famous or not, they're going to be interested in music and the arts and everything. But how are people in general that you walk up to and maybe you introduce yourself as an independent artist? They're not necessarily in the industry, but how do they accept you as an artist when you walk up to them and say, hey, I sing, or you introduce yourself on another level and they're not even in the music industry? Because here in Atlanta, I'm asking that question because in Atlanta, you know, you throw a stone, you hit a rapper. All right? You know what I'm saying? You open, you know, you walk down the street, you run into a studio. It's like, this is music mecca. It's like, so even the actual general public has become numb to just running into artists. Whereas when you go other places, it's like, oh, you're an artist, and they're more interested because they don't run across one everywhere they go. You know, they're not at work in the warehouse, you know, with two other rappers, aspiring rappers in the break room with them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 4 or 5. So how is it, you know, for the general public, you know, as far as your grind and you trying to get yourself out there in the Phoenix area?
Honestly, that's a difficult question for me to answer because this last year has been when I've been able to dive in and put myself out there as the artist. I've been kind of low, you know, keeping it low and just kind of being in my own little bubble and creating. So it's like I haven't had the time, I mean, not the time, but the opportunity more so with COVID, you know, to just be out, hey, introducing myself as an artist. People have known me, you know. If I do run into people that, you know, don't know I sing, it's pretty open-minded. People are pretty receptive to it, but it's not something that I can really speak heavy on because I haven't experienced much of it just with us, you know, transitioning from COVID and how things have been. So I think, yeah, that's what I can really say about it so far. That's really it.
All right. That's an interesting answer. I always ask about the region, you know, whenever we have someone on and, you know, we're interviewing someone from somewhere that we just don't get a lot of traffic coming from. I just like to ask that question, you know, to kind of get a feel of the pulse of what it's like being an artist in that area. Because what I will say, there's a lot of things in common that all independent artists go through. You know what I mean? Like, we all go through the struggle of trying to balance that grind with having to go to work and hustle or whatever we do to supply our needs for right now, because we're not all living off the music only. We can't just focus on music only. But it's interesting kind of how the struggle shifts and changes. There's always different situations from different areas. Let me ask you this. You said you've been doing it for 10 years now, and we've got a new song that we get ready to play for you that I obviously I've heard already, and we'll get into how I heard it already and all of that, everything that happened just yesterday on K100 Radio in a minute. We'll talk about that. But you've got a new song. But I was reading up on you, and it says that you've done a lot of cover songs, and I went to your YouTube channel and I looked. You've got a lot of cover songs that you've done, and for people who may not know what that necessarily is, if you're not familiar, that's when an artist sings songs that are already out by popular artists, and you just kind of cover it and you just do your own rendition of it. But I saw that you got a lot of those and a lot of really good ones. Let's talk about that. Is that kind of how you introduce yourself for the most part into the industry before you were able to get into the studio, like most artists, doing other people's music, and how do you feel about doing that now still?
So I would say honestly, the way that I got out would be more of the live platforms. This cover thing was a decision I made when I decided to introduce and rebrand myself as Nico B. These covers were made in the midst of me, creating my own original music. And I've always said I just wanted to cover people's music. I mean, it's so many great songs out there and things that I've been inspired by and songs that I'm just like, hey, why not give it a shot and put your own spin on it? Because honestly, it's so much easier to create your own music rather than recreating and making a song that's already out there, making it your own and making it appeasing for new listeners or people that have already heard the song, by the original artist. So it was much more of a challenge for me than people may think, creating covers that are reflective of who I am as an artist, but also paying homage to the original artist. So it's something I plan to continue to do because it challenges me. And so I don't think there's a reason to stop doing them. I mean, we even see people like Chloe Bailey, and she's out there doing it, her and Hallie, and they do their covers. And, you see many artists continue to do that because it's just, it sharpens your vocals for me, in my opinion. It also just keeps these amazing songs alive and allowing other people to share their interpretation of it. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with those.
Great answer. Also, and I really would say that
Thank you.
It keeps. I'm not a singer, right? Here's the thing. I came into the game, and everybody who knows the background of Blizzum and K100 Radio, of course, knows I'm an artist, and I'm a producer, and I'm an engineer. So my background is literally my background isn't media. My background is actually in the music industry as an artist, producer, engineer, right? So as a rapper, you don't get that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to go around covering other rappers. They call that karaoke, bro. You don't even have that option. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a rapper going out here rapping on other people, rapping other people's songs and thinking that's dope. Like, people go like, what are you doing, fam? You might start some real beef about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool that, R&B and soul music is a genre that you actually can do that and pay homage to artists, and it's considered flattering. You know what I mean? I think a lot of R&B artists actually take that for granted, that you can actually get away with that. And that's one of our genres that, black people have that you can't do it in hip hop. And so I think that's really dope that you're doing it. And I agree with what you said as far as sharpening your vocals, because if you going in there and you trying to jump in there and you trying to sing a Whitney song or Mariah or whoever, I'm just throwing names out, and you really can't sing and you just butchering their record, like if you just butchering their record,
right,
that's like almost worse than just having your own original bad record, almost, because people are like, you're killing a classic, so you have to actually really be dope to actually pull off some good covers, and like someone in the ID said, good covers are a good way to build your fan base. So yeah, we rock with those. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Perp over there. He's talking about. He remember when I went to college, to school in AIU. One of the people watching on Instagram Live is saying, "What's up?" He remember me from my college days, back in the day.
Nice.
Media production. That's nice. All right, so let's keep it moving. This is K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Okay. You know the drill.
K100, you bastards.
We're rocking out with Nico B. All right. One of our direct line interviews on K100 Radio. A really dope, soulful artist. She says she's got 10 years in the game, though. She ain't new to this. She definitely ain't no slouch. Now, I got to tell the story about last night. All right. And I was talking about the covers because I was going to segue into the single in a minute. All right. But I wanted to start people off with listening to one of your covers. But I got to tell everybody about last night. All right. But before I get to that story, all right, since we were just talking about covers, I feel like I'm going to pause for a second and just let people hear you kill a song that you actually covered. All right. And so I have this song, 32, the Summer Walker cover. And I want to play that. So first of all, what inspired you to cover, the Summer Walker song? What made you want to do this particular record? Let's talk about it before I get ready to play it real quick.
Okay, so actually one night I was in my room, I was chilling, and I just felt like singing. And that was the first song that came to my head. And so I did like a little YouTube video, like a minute and a half, and not YouTube, but an Instagram video, put it up there. And I was like, man, you know what? I need to do this cover live. So I went and found me the instrumental, and I just was like, let's knock it out. And so one night I went to the studio, and I was in there by myself, and I was like, let's just vibe and see what comes out. And when I say I shocked myself on this record, I was like, hey, you sing it now. You sing it.
Right.
So that was really just one of my favorite records by Summer. So, yeah.
And actually shocked me. Listen, last night was a shock, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But it's always shocking for me to hear somebody cover a new artist, okay? Because Summer Walker's a new artist. No, I mean, she's not new as far as new like she just came out. I'm saying she's her career has, burgeoned relatively in the past, couple of years. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely not, she wasn't around 5 years ago. Nobody knew her name, all right? Point blank. So I consider that new. If no one knew you 5 years ago, you're still new, honestly. That's how I look at the game, because I know how long it takes to get to a certain point. So it's rare that I hear someone, and I actually like her music, but I heard your cover, and I was like, I don't know if it's better than, you know what I'm saying? Is this better than the original? Nah, I mean, no disrespect to anybody who may be a fan of hers. I'm just saying. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. I'm going to let the people decide. All right, Nico? We're going to let the people decide. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you killed this cover too. Like you said, you were singing. You did your thing on this. All right. Check this out. This is K100 Radio. We're doing a direct line interview with a really dope, fabulous young artist, Nico B. And she covered the Summer Walker record. I want you guys to check this out. All right. And we're gonna play her original song, her new single in a minute. But this is the lead up. You dig? This is K100 Radio. Check this out, y'all.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Do away your love letters. I thought it made me feel better. I finally got you out my bed, but I still can't get you out my head. Sending you one text at a time. Know you by your phone, so boy, pick up your line. I ain't too proud to beg, so what's been said has been said. And I need you to know you don't know what love is. I need you to know, 'cause you don't know what love is. If you don't put up a fight, you don't know what love is. If you don't stay up all night crying, you don't know what love is. If you're too good to call a million times, you say you know what love is, but I swear you never seen it in your life. In your life, no, in your life. I swear you never seen it in your life. I swear you never seen it in your life. Nah.
We can play a little
Janet, Beyonce,
The Weeknd. This is R. Kelly playing all your favorite artists. We can play a little
Tamar Braxton.
Tyrese.
This is Jill Scott.
This is K100 Radio.
My station for R&B.
Yes, we are.
K100, you bastard.
We love us some good R&B over here, right? Right. K100 Radio, Wyoming host Blizzard. This is a direct line interview. We chopping it up with Nico B. We got on the line. Now y'all heard that cover. I got my people over there on the IG. They're like, yo, they don't got to hear no more. They're trying to find out what the IG is. They're trying to find out who you is.
Hey.
They're trying to follow. They're trying to hear some more. They're trying to probably, I don't know, man. Hopefully they buy some music. I don't know, but that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of what we're doing over here. Is just introduce you to our listening audience. That was really great. Like your vocals on that, great. And it was almost an acoustic, pretty much. You know what I mean? I didn't hear a whole bunch of processing on it from an engineer standpoint. It was really just you. You can sing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, I want to talk about a couple other things, and we're going to get into the single. All right. Now, the single, we got a little backstory, a little K100 Radio backstory that we're going to talk about. about that, about what happened last night with this really great single that Nico B's got. But let's talk about a couple other things. You know, as an independent artist, like you mentioned earlier, you was like, well, the pandemic kind of slowed things down as far as you getting out there and meeting people on a one-on-one, which you did for the entire industry. Everybody had to shift. Everybody had to rethink marketing. Everybody had to rethink their grind. I want you to tell me, Nico, right now, what are your methods that are working for you to help get you feel like that are helping you get to the next level as an independent artist? Like what are you doing right now that you feel like is working? I mean, I know you're working in the media circuit, obviously. You've got some great representation as far as a publicist. Shout out to Jacqueline. She's over there on the live stream, and she's the reason how we met you on that end. But she's doing a lot of great work for you that I just got to commend her on that. But tell me about, as an independent artist, what do you feel like is working for you right now to help get you out there and help get you to the next level? I'm talking about just the industry side, the business side, not just your raw talent. What do you feel like is really helping you, or what do you think you should be doing to help you get to the next level?
Well, honestly, I can't speak heavy on experience because at the top of the year is when I actually dropped Nico B to the world. So before I went by Bree Nicole and, just for stuff, this was the first time. These covers that you heard were the first, vocal on a record that people have heard from me. And so this has really just been, for me, the time to buckle down and really pull the gifts out, that I've been sitting on for all these years. Not sitting on, but haven't necessarily been able to cultivate all these years. And so for me, I say that I'm still learning. I'm still learning day by day. This is not an easy process. This is the first time I put myself out there like, hey, y'all, I'm an artist. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm a creative. I'm a model, all these wonderful things that I'm trying to pursue. And it's been welcoming for the most part. So I'm still learning, the business side of things, and really I'm super thankful for Jackie and for her work, and, just for the opportunities that she's placed before me, and even, being able to be on here with you all is amazing. So definitely have to have a great team, you know what I mean? People who believe in supporting you, and people who aren't trying to get something from you. They just want to see you grow, and they want to see you blossom and reach your most, your greatest potential.
Right.
So I think for me right now, I'm trying to really just, get my team and learn who's for me and who's not at the end of the day, and trust in God, and trust that God has, a plan, and that everything will work out. And the people who are there, the connections I need to make, I will make in time. So it's kind of just taking this day by day, and really just taking it day by day. That's really all I can say.
Yeah.
Because there's always something new and a new hurdle to learn. I mean, new things to learn and a new hurdle to conquer. So that's really what I can say about that.
Yeah. Listen, another great answer. I don't know if you've been coached or not. I don't know if this is just natural interviewing skills.
I haven't.
I don't know if you're just naturally just really great like that, just talented, and you just know how to speak. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, great answer. And the reason why the reason why it's a great answer is because you covered a lot of basics. First and foremost, you already understand that you need a team and you can't do it by yourself. Okay, I can't even tell you how many artists feel like they only need them. All I need is me. A dolo, solo.
That's a lot.
No new friends. Blah, blah, blah. All of that ain't going to serve you at all, family. Okay? So you already got that. And number two, you said patience. You know what's not going to happen overnight. You said you're 10 years in it, and you're just now getting to where you're comfortable enough to really put yourself out there as an artist. Okay, these are my songs. Now I'm building my team. And you know how many people would give up after 2 years? Let alone 10, and actually still be humble enough to say, okay, I still recognize I'm learning. I need a team. I'm patient. 10 years in, most people are like, F the music industry, F this music rap stuff. I'm going to work at UPS or whatever. I got to do something else. Okay? So you're on the right path. You've got a great attitude, and that's what's up. This is K100 Radio. I'm your host, Blizzman. This is a direct line interview on K100 Radio. We're rocking out right now with Nico B. All right? And a really talented individual. From everything, I never met her in person, but from everything that I can tell, a really great spirit. And, if she gets to the next level, she obviously is going to deserve it based off talent and humbleness. But real quick, before we jump into the single and we get ready to introduce that, what is the worst part about the grind? What is the thing that you just I just really hate this part about just the industry altogether? Give me that, and give me because when I say the best part, people are always like, oh, it's my fans, it's performing, it's hearing myself. That's the easy answer. What's the shit you hate, Nico B? What is it that you just I just really hate this part of it, but I gotta do it. What is it?
Man, really? Hate is a strong word, but there are pieces, depending on what's going on and what I'm working towards in the moment, there are pieces that I dislike. Like, for example, I'm still good on my team, right?
Right.
So it can get overwhelming trying to keep up and be on top of social media, be on top of, all of these outlets to make sure your fans and your people know what's going on, and making sure that you're constantly active, because not all the time you want to be active with people, because I am a homebody. I like to be by myself. I like to be in my bubble sometimes. I love people, but there are times when I want to shut it off, and I can't always do that. So I think that's the worst part for me, is that you can't always shut out the world when you're trying to reach the world, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense, and that is how it goes. That is a great answer. Because here's the thing. Let's just say you get what you wishing and praying for, and you get you get to the next level, you get to the highest levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it. There is your life changes. You don't if you get to a certain level, you don't even get to go to the mall anymore. You don't even get to just walk outside
right.
and go anywhere. And like it's one of those careful what you ask for situations, because introverts, like you just admitted that you are yourself, homebody, aka introverts, often crash and burn. It's weird that you did a Summer Walker cover, okay? And if anybody knows anything about Summer Walker at all, if you know about Summer Walker and her issues and deals with fame, it's just ironic that that you're saying that you covered her song. You feel me? And it matches up with the struggles that she had with fame and that she had with the spotlight and the limelight. You know what I mean?
And I won't say that I'm a fully introvert, because don't get me wrong, I love people and I love to touch people and I love to interact with people. That's something that's been instilled in me since young, just being, a people person and spreading love. But there are times where you want to shut it off, and those moments where I want to shut it off, those are the moments I struggle with.
Yeah. DJ Obens is watching. The homie DJ Obens, he's watching. Listen, DJ Obens, I just want to give a quick shout out to DJ. He's Haitian. He's from Haiti. Listen, the people in Haiti are going through it. DJ Obens, I hope all your people are okay, brother. I haven't spoken to you, but thank you for jumping on this live stream. I know your people and your countrymen are going through it. He lives in Boston now, but he's a longtime supporter of K100 Radio. Has mix shows over here. I don't mean to cut into your interview, but I just saw him jump on my live stream. I'm like, yo, pray for Haiti, because that is crazy down there. And shout out to my man DJ Obens over there on the live stream. But he actually is watching, and he says, what you're saying makes sense, but social media can also be a distraction. So that's why I understand what you're saying, because honestly, as much as independent artists must, and this is not an option, you must levy and use social media in your grind. It's not really an option. He says it can be a distraction, and I feel like he's right. What do you say to that?
I believe that, because it can be. We get so caught up in trying. Honestly, social media is a fake world. It really is. I mean, we're putting on these images and only giving people what we want people to see about us and what we think they want to see. So you're really not always living in your truth, even as authentic as you may be, and even as authentic as I feel like I'm trying to be and present myself. There's still a level of how much you're going to let people in, and how much, you're going to filter out your life, your personal life, for, the real you, for what the world sees. So it could be a distraction in that sense, because people get caught up on, let me post something, let me make, do something that will catch the eye of somebody else. And it might not necessarily be something you want to do, or that, is really representational of who you are. So I have to agree with that.
Yeah. We get into the single right now, y'all. What I will say to that is, I know that social media is fake, like beyond, but I don't think a person is being fake if they are always authentic and truthful whenever they do post, whenever they do present themselves on social media. I don't think it's fake when they leave shit out. Everything ain't for everybody to know. So to me, I feel like social media is really great, and I love authentic people who, when they feel like sharing, when they want to tell you that part, it's true. They're not making anything up, but it's okay to leave everything out, because in real life, even in the non-digital, actual analog, real face-to-face world, you don't know everybody's business. You know what I mean? So I feel like in that note, it's a reflection of the real world, because as long as when you do post, you are being your truthful and authentic self, it's okay with me. But because and you're not supposed to share everything on social media, just like you don't share everything in your real life. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to get the word fake mixed up. Like, I mean, like fake, like, you know, how people look at you like, oh, you being fake and not showing your truth. So I mean fake in the sense of it's a false reality. You know what I mean? Altogether, in the sense of I could be, you know, there are plenty of people who are authentic and truly there to just be themselves and draw people to them. But there are people who may be following, people that are following you or just a part of your world that you really don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know. And there's a lot of fakers, and there's a lot of people who put on, you know what I mean? You can't necessarily trust that, hey, this is their authentic self. But shout out to the people who do represent that and make this social media world a reflection in a positive way. So
yeah, absolutely. Shout out. All right, y'all ready? Let's get into this single.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
That's why we're here, right? This is K100 Radio.
K100, you bastard!
This is the direct line interview. We chopping it up with Nico B. All right, and we having a great conversation. You good so far? You all right? You liking it so far?
I am.
Okay, that's what's up. I gotta tell you the backstory to what we're getting ready to get into. Okay, so Nico B's single, she just dropped it. All right, it's brand new, y'all. It's new. So most of the time when we're doing these direct line interviews, all right, the artists are just kind of focused just on the interview and that's it. 90% of the time, we've had this happen before, but it's very rare. The artist will also submit their music to our music review platform. Now, if you're familiar with K100 Radio, I don't have to say much to you. But in case you've never heard of us and you just happen to be a fan of Nico B's and you're listening to this interview right now, or maybe you're listening to it after the fact on the podcast or watching on YouTube, we have a music review show that we do, all right, on K100 Radio called Ill or Kill. It's a pioneering music online review platform. Most of the online music review shows that you see right now copied us. Facts. We were before most of them. I'm not bragging. That's just the fact. You can go back and you can backtrack that. And if they real, they'll give it up to us and say, K100 Radio is where we first seen the idea, and they jumped on it after the fact. That's cool. But we've been doing this for a long time. Well, over 10 years plus. All right? That's how long we've been doing online music reviews before anybody even thought about doing podcasts when podcasts were corny. So we've been doing this for a long time. Now, Nico B, they booked a direct line interview with us, but her and her people had the gall, the audacity to actually submit her song to our music review show. Now, short story, our music review show is brutal. There are people on that show who come here just to talk crap about artists and just to laugh at whack artists. People who submit bad music, and they're here for it. They just can't wait to hear something that's whack so they can keyboard kill them. All right, literally. That's what they do. They listen to the show and they get off on it. I don't know what the people's problems is, but I love it anyway. It makes our show work. Okay, but so people are kind of sort of scared of our review show because it's popular and they know they're not going to get nothing but the hard truth. You rarely see someone say, we're going to do an interview with K100 Radio, but before we do it, let's have his audience review the song first on an open platform. So we did that last night. They sent the song in for the song to be reviewed on Ill or Kill. And if you know anything about our show, you know how rare it is that someone gets all ills. Ill means you like it. Kill means you don't. That everybody that was on our live streams, everybody listening to the show, watching the show, like the record. That is extremely rare. You can go back and check our archives. We're on episode 1,000 and something at this point, literally. All right? On that review show, like 1,000 and something. That's how many of these shows we've been doing. We've been around a long time. Before Facebook Live and all that existed, we were still doing these music reviews online on Blog Talk Radio, okay? Before you could even go live on Instagram and all that, a long time ago. So, for her to get an all ill on that song, it's difficult. That shows you how, you heard the Summer Walker cover, but now you're finna hear her original work, and that just tells you how really good the music really is. That says something, because it's very rare on that open platform to get an all ill. So first of all, I just want to give you a round of applause and give you some big ups on that, because that has to be mentioned if you're gonna do an interview on K100 Radio. All right?
I appreciate it.
That shit is hard to get done. All right. So listen, Nico, we get ready to jump into this song called "Come Back." All right. So now you get to formally introduce your record to our listening audience, because the show right now is all about you. So tell me about "Come Back." Tell me about the production, the writing, the inspiration, everything. We want to know everything before we hit play on this button. You got it. Go ahead.
Okay. So this was part of this little quarantine. This was birthed on quarantine or during quarantine. And this was just a record. I walked in the studio. So me and my producer, we partnered up and we were like, hey, we're about to just get in the studio this year. You know, we got this downtime, you know, from his life and my life. We just finally got some downtime to really buckle in and go for it. So I walked in the studio one day. He was working on this record, PJ Hill, working on this record. And I was like, yo, this record smack it. Like, I'm messing with this beat right now. Like, so me, sometimes the way I write, I feel the vibe, and sometimes it usually starts with the chorus. So with this record, it started with the chorus. I was like, come back, and that's what came up. That's what I was feeling. So from there, we just buckled down and we finished that record in a night. So wow. It was like it was one of those inspirations, like where you just, you know, those organic moments where you just, hey, let's just make something, and that's what came out. And we always knew the record was special. I never honestly thought this would be my record, my first single. I thought I hadn't even wrote my first single yet, to be honest with you. And so just how the time and how things lined up, got a couple opportunities and needed to have a record for this opportunity. And we said, hey, we went through a couple of songs, and it was just like, man, this is the record. This is the one that we need to put out there to the world. It's cultural, it's diverse, it makes you feel good. It's a summer record. It's the perfect time for summer, and it's just something that I feel everybody can feel and relate to. So we chose this record as the first record, and here we are today. We're about to drop this record, Come Back, and I hope y'all really enjoy it. It was written and co-written by me, myself, and PJ Hill, and produced by PJ Hill, and mixed by him as well. So yeah, just a duo here, and I hope y'all really enjoy it. I really do.
Let's check this out, man. I got a couple more questions. DJ Obin's on Instagram asking, you know, who if you had some if you could work with somebody, who would you work with? So we got a couple of questions on the back end of this. It's got a little bit of it's an R&B, popish, Latin flavor. I don't even know how to explain it. We just gonna press play and let y'all check it out. You decide what lane it's in. This is K100 Radio. I'm your host Blizzard. This is Nico B. Check this song out. It's called Come Back. All right.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Loving you all through the weekend. Baby, when you catch this heat wind, I throw it back and munch on my snacks. Give me good love, be coming right back. I just want love and affection. You can lead me your direction. Alright. And it's driving me crazy. I can't be without it. And I'm missing you, baby. In this moment I don't wanna forget. So reminisce about them kisses. Over late night, oh, we living. Men, I can't lie, having visions. Give it so good, can't deny it. Try it. Ain't no point in even trying. Call me a fly, mamacita. Go anywhere and I'll meet ya. Alright. And it's driving me crazy. I can't be without it. And I'm missing you, baby. And it's a moment I don't wanna forget. Yeah. Come back, come back. No, I just can't get enough. You right back, right back. Got me so lost, I think you're all the one. Come back, come back. No, I just can't get enough. You right back, right back. Got me so lost, lost, lost. You're the one who's all up in my dreams, yeah. On speed dial, put it on repeat, yeah. Tender love is always guaranteed, yeah. Stay coming back, stay coming back. You're the one who's all up in my dreams, yeah. On speed dial, put it on repeat, yeah. Tender love is always guaranteed, yeah. Stay coming back, we stay coming back. Baby, come back, come back, come back. I just can't get enough of you. Right back, right back. So lost, you're the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come back, baby. Right back, right back, right back.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
K100, you bastard.
I told y'all it was dope. Told y'all it was dope. She got the all ill on Illa Kill last night. She came through, slaughtered the scene. She had the best song of the night from what the people were listening to on our music review show. And now you hear it right now. But now you get a little bit more context, all right, with this direct line interview. K100 Radio, I'm your host, Wisdom, and this is a direct line interview. And we chopping up with Nico B. And that was her song, Come Back. Nico B, what's happening?
Yes, sir.
So listen,
That's good.
like I told you, not like I told you, like the people told you, like the complete strangers that were listening from all over, whoever, wherever last night told you, that's an excellent record, and that's a bop, that's a vibe. I really like it. DJ Opus was on the Instagram Live, and he asked, if you could work with any artist that's out right now that's quote unquote, at the highest levels, who would it be?
Ooh, first person I say, I'm gonna go with Smino. I'm a big Smino fan, man. He's so dope. He's so dope, man. I know we could make some dope records.
All right, I like that answer. All right, cool. And you know what's dope about it is, you're talking about like collaborating. You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking about like working with the artist, like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's really important. I tell independent artists all the time, one of the biggest things that you can do to help market yourself is work with other dope talent, and to help, if you're dope and if you're dope, they're dope, y'all got two dope record together, that'll cross over to your fan base for them and vice versa if they have one for them. You know what I mean? So,
All right.
Yeah. DJ Obens, Jacqueline PR over there on the Instagram. DJ Obens, you should get him that record. He's asking for it over there on the Instagram Live. So whoever over there representing you on the Instagram Live should send that record to DJ Obens. The DJ is not in front of his name for nothing. Even though he's from Haiti, he lives in the U.S. and he DJs. He's up in Boston. So if you haven't tackled that market yet, that's where he's at. So you can, get some play up there where he's at. All right. Other than that, man, really great interview. I liked it. K100 Radio direct line interview. So before we go, of course, obviously, we got to give you a chance to tell people, give out your social media, give out your website, contact, whatever you want people to know before we get ready to wrap this up.
Okay, so as y'all just heard the record, you can find the record on all streaming platforms. You type in Nico B with a period, and type in Comeback, and you will find that record everywhere. As far as my social media, you can find me on all platforms at I am Nico B _. I am Nico B _. And I'm everywhere. Just tap in with us. Appreciate y'all.
All right, tap in. Tap in.
Hey.
With Nico B. You feel what I'm saying? Oh yeah, DJ Opens. He does do a mix show on K100 Radio as well, Saturdays 3 p.m. You gonna crank it back up, DJ Opens? Hit me up, man. Let me know. You feel what I'm saying? But I just want you guys to, the people who watch our show and the DJs, whoever jump on here, a lot of the times they have platforms that's like outside of K100 Radio. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoyed yourself on this interview. Did you have a good time?
I did.
You did? Okay.
I absolutely did. It's been dope, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So listen, if anyone missed any parts of this interview, all right, what you need to know is that you can find this replay several different ways. It's been streaming live this whole time on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel. So, but we know people are busy and people got things going on and whatever. We understand. We make it easy. It's going to stay over there on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to the K100 Radio YouTube channel. But if you're on the go and you're riding your car, you just want to hear it and you want to vibe out, please check it out. You'll find this song within the next 24 to 48 hours on our Spotify podcast. If you're on Spotify, which a lot of you are, please look for the K100 Radio podcast. Please hit the follow button. So the subscribe button on YouTube, the follow button on the Spotify podcast, please do that. And then you'll be able to find the replay of this and you can, open up the K100 Radio, open up the Spotify app and, ride to it and listen to the whole conversation as you're rolling out in your car. You dig? That's what's up. So listen, it's been a great conversation. Nico B, I'll catch you at that next level, which I'm pretty sure you'll be at. All right?
Sir.
All right. Good stuff. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you so much.
For sure. And that's going to be that on that.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Thanks everybody for rocking with us. This is K100 Radio. This has been a direct line interview with Nico B. Again, make sure you follow the artist. All right? Make sure you follow the artist on social media. If you like that record, by all means, please make sure that you support the artist by following them on social media, subscribing to if you're already on YouTube watching this, I don't know why you would not be subscribed to her YouTube channel, but she has one. Find it, Nico B. Social media, you see her, you can follow her. You see her posting, hey, I got a new song out, please check it out. Repost that, like it, comment if you heard it. All of that stuff helps for independent artists, man. Independent artists need, the most support. Those superstars, they Gucci. They superstars. I mean, you still need to be fans. If you like them, still support them. But they Gucci. They doing it for a living, fam. All right? It's the independent artists who need that retweet. It's the independent artists who need that subscription. It's the independent artists who need that pull up at their live show. It's the independent artists who need that download on Apple App Store, however you want to buy the song. It's the independent artists who need you to add them to your playlist. You understand? You got it? This is K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, fam.
K100, you bastards.
Playing the hottest hip hop and R&B in the nation. K100 Radio. Listen to us on the TuneIn app, 24/7 on the go.